Hey guys, have you ever wondered if a virtual assistant can speak perfect English? If you've ever asked yourself that question, this video is perfect for you. Hey guys, Justin Nelson here, and today we are going to talk about the subject of can a virtual assistant speak perfect English? And I'm going to give you two answers. I'm going to say yes, they can, and sometimes no, they can't. And so when you're asking yourself, can a virtual assistant speak perfect English? I'm going to walk you guys through a few steps to determine, whether that's true or not true, and give you guys some experiences. And so overall, a virtual assistant, as most of you guys know, is just an assistant that is not local to you. So for our company specifically at Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, we place over 10,300 virtual assistants across 4,000 plus business owners over the last 6 years. And while we are primarily in the Philippines and South America, there's obviously virtual assistants from across the globe, whether that be Europe, Australia, South Africa. There are so many different places you can get virtual assistants from. And so I want to specifically talk to the Philippines, right? So for example, if you are going out to find yourself a virtual assistant from the Philippines or using a company like ours to find yourself a virtual assistant, again, my answer is going to say is yes, sometimes you can find virtual assistants that speak perfect English and sometimes you can't. All that comes down to is the recruitment process. I always like to say in the United States, sometimes in the United States, even when I'm hiring for my local Dallas office here, which you can probably see I'm in the background somewhere out these windows, is in the United States, I find people all the time that don't speak perfect English. I find people here all the time that do speak perfect English. And so it really comes down to recruitment. Now, the reason why you're probably asking this question is you're like, hey, Justin, I've never been to the Philippines. I've never really, gotten to speak to a lot of people in the corporate environment in the Philippines. Your question is not usually not whether they speak English or not. It's usually, is the accent a barrier to communication with me or my clients? And is there a comprehension issue due to that accent? So again, usually the question is not can they speak English or can they speak perfect English, is there an accent that is causing comprehension issues, or is there comprehension issues just due to, some of the dialect and different words and sounds that they may make? And so again, that comes down to recruitment. So I'm gonna play a clip real fast of 3 of my different assistants, and I would love for you to take 30 seconds each to hear each of them go through a little script. And when I say script, this is completely unscripted. So them just talking to you about who they are, what they do, and what they do on a day-to-day basis. And I'm going to give you 3 examples of virtual assistants that I would consider to have impeccable English, right? And then I'm going to give you 3 other clips real fast that I'm going to show you what we call a non-voice virtual assistant, right? These are virtual assistants that, might be super smart, but they may not have the same voice capabilities. And so when we're doing recruitment for you on virtual assistants, one of the things we ask you up front is, do you want a voice VA or a non-voice VA? A voice VA might be a virtual assistant, and this is about 90% of what we hire. A voice VA is going to come with corporate background experience. They're going to English is probably either like their first or very close second language, and they've been speaking it for many, many, many years fluently, many times, growing up with it in such a fashion that you would never, be able to detect, a deep accent or any comprehension issues. And then I'll show you obviously what we call a non-voice VA. A non-voice VA, they tend to typically be a little bit older. Maybe Tagalog is their first language, English is their second. Maybe they didn't pick it up until later in life, but they're still proficient in it, but they may not feel as comfortable in fast-paced conversations, fast-paced sales calls and different things like that. You see this a lot with like video editors or like developers or, people that really can thrive behind, a computer and doing technical things, and they might just be speaking to you and may not be having to interface with the general public. A great example of this is India, right? Whenever you call a call center for tech support or different things along those lines, you usually get someone from India. Usually they have a very thick accent. Usually there's some comprehension issues due to the speed at which they talk. That's one of the reasons why we prefer our virtual assistants to be in the Philippines for the American-based culture, is just due to, a little bit more cohesiveness in the language barrier. Not that India doesn't have a place in the virtual assistant world, they definitely do. do. I have a lot on my team from India right now as well, but there's a time and place. And usually if you're considering hiring one of your first virtual assistants, that's why we would recommend starting off in the Philippines, is for that. So with that being said, I'm going to let these next 6 clips play. Again, we're going to play 3 clips of virtual assistants that have impeccable English, and I'm going to show you guys that. And then I'm going to show you the opposite, which are 3 virtual assistants that I would say, while not trying to make fun of them or anything like that, they have a little bit lesser, version of English, and that's just because they've been doing it less. And again, these are VAs on my team as well. So all 6 virtual assistants are on my team. I just want to show you the difference between a voice VA and a non-voice VA. Again, when you're considering hiring a virtual assistant and you're going through all these different concerns you have in your head, you're probably watching our YouTube channel, going down all these different concerns. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, watch all the other videos that go over any other concerns you may have. And you might be asking, Justin, why did you come up with these concerns? How did you know these would be concerns of mine? Because I had these exact same concerns when I first was getting virtual assistants. And honestly, my concerns held me back for many years from using VAs. And if I would have done it 2 to 3 to 4 years faster, I would be way further ahead than I am now, have more leverage, more time, and even probably a bigger company. And so my job with this channel is to do that. So with that being said, I'm going to let those 6 clips play right now.
My name is Donna. I'm one of the representatives from the Opportunity Matching Prep team here at Sphere Rocket, and I'll be facilitating your initial alignment session today. And at this point, I also would like to congratulate you on reaching the stage of your virtual opportunity alignment journey with Sphere Rocket. And today's session will serve as your initial alignment conversation, where we'll take a closer look at your background and assess how your profile may match potential opportunities here. Okay?
Thank you so much for patiently waiting. And let me just introduce myself first. My name is Katherine. I'm one of the senior executive from the Opportunity Matching Prep team at Sphere Rocket. And I'll be facilitating your initial alignment session today. And at this point, we just want to congratulate you on reaching the stage of your journey with us, which is initial alignment conversation. So today, we're just going to take a closer look at your background and, of course, assess how your profile may match potential opportunities.
Good morning or good evening. My name is Jack, and I am one of the senior executives from the Opportunity Matching Prep team here at Sphere Rocket VA. So I'll be facilitating your initial alignment session. And also, Danielle, I want to congratulate you on reaching this phase of your virtual opportunity journey with Sphere Rocket. Okay, just a couple of reminders before we officially begin. Well, as you can see, this alignment session is being recorded. So this will be for our internal evaluation and for future client reviews. So please avoid speaking any vernacular words because it can affect the evaluation. All right.
What's up, guys? It's me, Ravs. Join me as I take you through a day in my life as a full-time virtual assistant and a college student. As a virtual assistant, my shift kicks off at 9 p.m. and wraps up at 6 a.m. After a long night shift of virtual assistant duties, it's time to gear up for my early morning classes. As a college student, I have to master the need of balancing my time, juggling the responsibilities of a student with the demands of being a diligent virtual assistant. It's undeniably tiring, but at the end of the day, it's all worth it. After classes, my routine usually involves heading home unless there's something more important to attend to. So after a long tiring day of studying, it's time to get ready for another work shift. So join me as I get some rest and relax for the next work shift. Good night.
Hello guys, join me today as I show you my work setup and I'll walk you through my day-to-day task here in Sphere Rocket. Let's go! So as you can see, this is my work/gaming setup. I like to call it my little war machine. It ain't much, but it gets the job done. This is what I can call it's my throne, and here is where all the magic happens. I'm like a chef when I'm in front of my PC. I get to cook an all-you-can-edit buffet. As you can see, I'm editing a reel in CapCut. I do reels in CapCut, but when I edit long-form videos or hype videos, I always use Adobe Premiere Pro. Alright guys, that is it. I hope you enjoy seeing my setup and watching me work. I'm gonna go eat now. See you next time. Bye!
What's up? My name is DJ of Sphere Rocket, one of the senior video editor of marketing team. So I'm gonna show you my gaming and workstation. Right now, I'm currently editing using Adobe After Effects. And here is the quick montage of my workstation. Enjoy! that's it. Thank you for watching.
All right, guys, so you guys just got done watching those 6 clips of different virtual assistants on my team. Again, you watched the 3 clips of what we call a voice VA and the 3 clips of a non-voice VA. You're probably leaving those clips and going, well, Justin, I definitely want a voice virtual assistant. And if you're someone watching this and you are planning on having 1, 2, 3 virtual assistants to start, you don't have any now, maybe you haven't had a big team of virtual assistants in the past and you're just getting started, I would say that it's critical that you get a voice VA to start, so that way comprehension and none of those things run into the thing. Now you might be asking, Justin, why would anybody maybe want a non-voice VA? Like, why would you want that? Well, when you run a business eventually that's big enough, and I know that's many of your guys' goals, right? As I've gotten my business from 100 team members to 200 team members, and as we scale to 300 team members this year on my own personal team, you know, you start to be able to build global talent, right? You know, when you're able to build global talent and you're less worried about accent and communication, you're able to tap into billions and billions and billions of people versus just the few thousand that are in your local area that may match. And when you're able to tap into billions of people, you're going to find world-class talent because you're literally searching the world, right? And so that's why many companies we work with that might get into the 100 or 200 or 300 VA mark, you know, they might start to lessen their need for that voice VA versus non-voice VA. But again, 90+% of our customers are going to go with what we call a voice VA. So if you guys have had any concerns around whether VAs can speak great English or not great English, I just want to put that, you know, to bed for you, right? As a company that's placed 10,300 virtual assistants across 4,000 plus business owners, if the VAs didn't speak good English, if the VAs didn't have, you know, the skills to write good English, if they always were causing issues with comprehension or the accent, our company would not have grown to 10,000 plus virtual assistants. Clients would not have been referring hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of clients each month if they weren't having the success they need. So again, while your concern, your limiting belief around accent is really, really fair, you know, one thing I will, you know, kind of say you need to consider is when recruitment's done right, it's not a problem. When recruitment's done wrong, it is a problem. And that's why companies like ours specialize in doing this for you to make sure that you don't hire the wrong person, keep them on, have those comprehension issues, and end up having to start over, or even worse, having to then go to us to use our services after already paying months of salary to a VA, spending time and energy that you could have been using to grow your business. So as always, if there's anything we can ever do to help you guys, down below in the description, you guys will have always a chance to book a call with our team to help you get your next virtual assistant. And if you're watching this and you're already working with one of our awesome team members on the process of getting a virtual assistant from us, and this is one of your pending last questions, we obviously would love for you guys to get started with us. Give us the shot. Most of you guys know how our programs work and how we make it really, really risk-free on the front side to get into our programs. Take advantage of that risk. Let us prove it to you through the recruitment process that we can find you the rock star talent, especially that speaks perfect English.